Hello BookTube, hello friends, welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and in this video I've got an announcement for you. Several of you I'm sure have already seen Sarah's video announcing the Amish in April readathon. I'm just a little bit late today getting this done, but Sarah and I are back to host this really fun readathon, and this is our third year, so I am super excited to be doing this again. I love Amish books. I have been reading Amish books on and off for several years. And at the time that actually one of my subscribers is the one who thought up this idea, we were coming out of March Mystery Madness, and I was saying how I love alliterations and was trying to come up with something else we could do. And one of them suggested Amish in April. I think her name is Terry. And Terry, if you're still out there, thank you again for coming up with this idea. So this is our third year, and we have, for the past 2 years, come up with some different challenges and prompts. This year, we really just have one overarching theme. Well, the main goal is just to read one or more Amish books during the week. And then our theme this year is going to be stuck, because we're all stuck at home. We're stuck not being able to do the things we normally do. Now, we aren't all stuck at home. Several people do have jobs where they have to go. My job is not functioning right now. I work at a theme park, so that is closed. So, I do have to take Emily still to some therapy appointments and things like that. But for the most part, we're home and we are not able to go to the library. So there's just all kinds of fun ideas you can come up with while we're stuck. So that is going to be our overarching theme, and I'll give you some ideas for that as we go along. But in this video, I'm going to kind of do what Sarah did as well. I've obviously already watched her video before filming this. And so this video is just going to give you the announcement information and also my TBR and some recommendations. And I want to let you know about a book that you can pre-order right now that's an Amish book, and I've got a little bit of a promotion to go along with that. So let's just get started. So to just kind of reiterate the theme. So because we're stuck at home, stuck doing things we don't normally do, or not being able to do things we normally do, of course, one of the things, thankfully, that we can do is read. So because, though, we're not able to go in the library or whatever, maybe we are stuck reading our own books. And so, not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, we're limited to that. But maybe you don't have a lot of books at home. Maybe you don't have any Amish books at home. So maybe your being stuck would be you are going to only read ebooks. Maybe you've got some ebooks on your Kindle or your iPad or whatever, and you are going to stick with reading those. Maybe you're going to stick with the books on your TBR already. For me personally, I am going to stick with Amish books on the Audible Escape package, because I am hoping eventually at some point to not have that subscription. I don't plan to keep it forever. I did just recently cancel my 1 credit a month subscription, and so then that made my Audible Escape package go back to the full price. So I'm still paying less overall, but I am paying a little bit more for Audible Escape. And while I've been an Audible subscriber, which, by the way, I love Audible, I just have pretty much exhausted all of that I want to read as far as what I want to pay full price for. And so I decided this was a good time to just put my membership on hold. But I have several Audible Escape books that I've put on my wish list. So that is my thing that I'm going to be sticking to for the Amish in April readathon, is listening to the Amish books that are on the Audible Escape package. Primarily the ones that are in my wish list, and primarily books that are maybe I have physical copies of on my shelf and I have found them on the Audible Escape package. So by listening to those, I can move those out off my shelf eventually. And so that is what I am sticking with. Now, I have one exception to that, and I have one book I'm going to read in print, and that's the book I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes. But first, let me just show you the books that I'm going to listen to on Audible Escape. Now, the first thing is another thing I'm going to stick with. I'm going to stick with one series until I finish it. For this first series, I have already listened to the first book in this 4-book series. The series is the Amish Heirloom series by Amy Clipston, and the first book is The Forgotten Recipe. I listened to this last year. I don't own a copy of the second book, but I am going to listen to that next, and I think it is something about a basket. A hope basket? No. something about a basket. I should have looked that up before doing this video. I'm sorry, I didn't. But anyway, then the next book, book 3, is The Cherished Quilt. And then the 4th book is The Beloved Hope Chest. So before I listen to anything else for Amish in April, these 3 books, these 2 plus book 2, I'm going to listen to those and finish that series. Stick with that till I finish that series. Now, I was looking on my shelf, on the Amish shelf where I keep my Amish books, and I found 3 books on my shelf that I didn't even realize were on the Audible Escape package. So I am going to listen to at least 2 of those, and you'll see in a minute why I say at least 2. One of them is by Beverly Lewis, called The Fiddler. I picked this up maybe at a book sale, or I might have gotten this free from somewhere, and I love Beverly Lewis. I'm going to give you some recommendations from her before this video is done, but this is one I haven't read. This is a large print copy, but it's on Audible Escape, so I'm going to listen to that. And then Wanda Brunstetter, another really good Amish author. And this is The Storekeeper's Daughter. It is book 1 in the Daughters of Lancaster County. I don't have the rest of the series, but this is book 1, so I can go ahead and read this, listen to it. It's on the Audible Escape package. And if there are more from that series on Audible Escape and I have time, I might go ahead and listen to more of them, even though I don't have the physical books. This one I might put on hold, but it is on the Audible Escape package. It is Christmas at Rose Hill Farm by Suzanne Woods Fisher, and I love this cover, and if I don't get to it, it's fine. I can always save this for Christmas, but it is a possibility. So then the book that, no, there may be other books that I will add, but that's my main TBR right now. That is 6 books, so that's, well, actually, the Readathon, did I tell you the dates? This is my second time filming this, and I can't remember if I told you the dates or not. The dates for the Amish in April Readathon are going to be April 19th through the 26th, which is 8 days. And I think most of these I can probably listen to one a day, so I probably will pick up a couple of others. One possibility is book 2 in the Amish Brides of Pinecraft series. I thought that this first book and book 2 were on Audible Escape. I think they used to be, but, you know, they shuffle things around. So this is the first book in the series, and as of right this minute, it is not on Audible Escape, but I have a physical copy. So between now and the 19th, if I can get this read in physical form, then I can listen to book 2 on Audible Escape and go from there. So that's kind of a goal. If I can make that happen, I will. Anyway, it's by Shelley Shepherd Gray. This first book is The Promise of Palm Grove. Now, the reason I'm interested in this is because the Pinecraft community is in Florida, which is where I live, and I have not yet read any Pinecraft books. I've seen several popping up. Not all Amish books are set in Lancaster County anymore in Pennsylvania. Well, some are set in Ohio. Those are the biggest communities in the U.S., I believe, but there is a small community in Florida. So that's pretty cool. And so there may be others that I will add. I'll probably do a couple of updates, at least one during the week if I add anything, or just to kind of give you an update on what I'm reading, and then for sure a wrap up when it's over. Okay, so I want to tell you about a book that I received free. This is an ARC copy. Well, that's redundant. This is an ARC, Advanced Reader copy from Waterbrook, and they are a division of Penguin Random House, and I have received several books from them in the past, and this is the newest Amish book that's coming out, and it is due to be released on April 21st. So that's kind of one of the reasons we put the Amish in April Readathon later in the month. I didn't want it to go right up to the end of the month, but I wanted us to have enough time that if you guys wanted to read this with me and pre-order it, you could get it hopefully on April 21st. I don't know how that works with the mail, if they're mailed out on the 21st or if they're mailed so that you get them by the 21st. I don't know. Anyway, but that's the due date. So you could go to Walmart and pick it up. It should be in stores on the 21st. And then read it with me if you want. This is by Cindy Woodsmall and Aaron Woodsmall. I have read one of their Christmas books. I have another one that I haven't read yet that I got from Waterbrook. But we had originally kind of wanted to do this as a group read, but with the rep that I deal with, she's working with limited resources right now, and so she wasn't able to send Sarah a physical copy. She may still be able to send her an e-copy. We're trying to work all that out. So Sarah may be able to get this too. I don't know if she's going to be able to read it, but it can definitely be pre-ordered, and I will put the link below where you can pre-order it. And if you pre-order it through my link, then you will get a little bit of a perk for doing that. I don't get anything, but I asked if we could get some kind of promotion for you guys. And rather than it be a discount on a book or anything like that, we're not doing that. But if you pre-order this book through my link, you will receive later or maybe with it, I don't know, I think it's going to be later, you'll receive a sampling of Cindy Wood Small novels and novellas free in addition to purchasing this book. Now, I don't know if you have to do anything, if you have to indicate when you order that you're buying this through Amish in April or for Amish in April, or if that link is dedicated to this. That was one question I had, and I won't be able to hear back from her probably until Monday. So I'll put information in the description below as I have it. And if anything changes with that, I will let you know. So if you're planning to pre-order this book, let me know so that I can make sure if anything changes with that I can, email you personally or comment back to you so that you have all the information. So as of right now, if you pre-order this book with my link down below, you will get some extra Cindy Wood Small stuff along with the book or soon after. Okay, so anyway, this is The English Daughter. Now, I don't usually like to read the backs of books, but I do want to just read you a little bit because I haven't really read up on it to know what it's about. Old order Amish wife and mother Jemima Graber has put her marriage and young children ahead of herself for years. So it basically talks about how she's put herself aside and done everything for her family, and so she's been waiting patiently to finally chase a dream of her own. So now I guess in this book she's going to follow her dream, and I thought I was going to read the whole back, but I'm not. I know sometimes if I'm watching a video and someone starts to read the back, I start to kind of glaze over, and I don't want you to do that. So that's in a nutshell how this book starts out. So that is The English Daughter by Cindy Wood Small and Erin Wood Small. I hope you will join me in reading that. Okay, so real quick, just a few recommendations. You can't go wrong with reading Beverly Lewis. These were the first two Amish books that I ever read. The Postcard and The Crossroad. I don't even remember which one comes first. These are this is a duology, and it's fantastic. Then another fantastic trilogy of hers. I have I don't know if I ever owned them, but I listened to them on audio, and they may be on Audible Escape. At least a couple of them. It starts with The Shunning, The Reckoning, and something. I don't remember in what order, but there were some movies that were made of them. Those are really, really good. I loved that whole trilogy. It starts with The Shunning. And then a couple of books that I read last year by Beverly Lewis. These are YA books, and I listened to these on Hoopla. They are The Summerhill Secrets, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Each book is kind of broken down into 5 short stories, and on Hoopla, each of the short stories is a separate borrow, but you do really need to read them in order, I think. And so if you have access to Hoopla, start with the one that's first in Volume 1. Let me look at the title of that. It is Whispers Down the Lane. So that's what you want to start with. I know a lot of people have extra Hoopla borrows now since the libraries are not open. Then a lot of libraries have increased the number of Hoopla borrows you can get in a given month. Ours used to be 10, and now we have 15 since we're not able to go to the library and get physical books. We can still get some in the mail, but it's very slow. So the ebook / digital audiobook route is definitely the way to go, I think, right now, if if you have access to any library sites, apps. Okay. Then I'll also want to just mention a couple of Wanda Brunstetter books. She is also a fantastic Amish fiction author. And the series I've read most recently, which I really enjoyed, is the Half-Stitched Amish Quilting Club trilogy. I've already given those books to my sister so she could read them. And Charlotte, if you're watching this, you could read them during Amish in April if you haven't read them already. But that's a good gateway series into Amish fiction because it's about an Amish woman who's teaching a quilting class, but her students are not Amish. So you have a little bit of the Amish lifestyle in the book, but you also learn about all of the students that come to her class. They're adults. It's an adult class, and you get to know all of their stories, and they go through the whole trilogy, and it's just a really good trilogy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the first one is called the Half-Stitched Amish Quilting Club. I think the second book is the Tattered Quilt, and the third one is the Healing Quilt, and they're all very good, and you do want to read those in order. Okay, then I guess that's everything that I wanted to tell you about or recommend to you, and I hope that you will join us. Even if you've never read an Amish book before and you want to try one. Now, you don't have to read romances. There's plenty of cozy mysteries that are Amish-themed books. I have read the entire Amish Quilt Shop mystery series by Isabella Allen, who is also Amanda Flower and writes the Amish Candy Shop mystery series. I've read one of those. I had thought about picking that series up this year, but they're not on Audible Escape, and so I will probably go on and get those. I'll listen to those. There's a couple of new ones coming out in May, so I might wait and just try to get those done all at once in May. I don't know. Well, May's going to be middle grade May, so I don't know. This year. Anyway, they're both really cute series and have a lot of similarities. I wouldn't recommend reading the first one of each series back to back or like simultaneously, because there's some parallels within, because it's the same author. So they kind of follow a similar formula, but are both really good series. And they take place in Amish country, but most of the characters are not Amish. So that also is kind of a good gateway into Amish fiction. And then there's some more grittier books. Sarah mentioned one in her video by Linda Castillo. There's a whole series of those that are set in Amish country, and those are definitely not faith-based and very gritty. But again, those count for Amish in April. And actually a couple of others that I just don't want to forget to mention. I read this one last year. There's a Nancy Drew book that takes place in Amish country. It's The Witch Tree Symbol, book 33 by Carolyn Keene. And then coincidentally, the Hardy Boys book that I read for March Mystery Madness has an Amish character in it, and this is the Pentagon Spy. There's a mystery there's the Pentagon mystery, and then there's also another mystery, and they all kind of relate, but there's a mystery involving some stolen weather vanes in Amish country and some hex signs, and so there's an Amish character in this, and maybe even a family, and so it would count. It's definitely would count. So the Pentagon Spy by Franklin Dixon. This is book 61 in the Hardy Boys series. Probably not the best Hardy Boys book that's out there. I would say some of the earlier ones are probably better. But if you don't want to read Amish romance and you have access to getting either of these on ebook, even if you don't own them, then these are good possibilities. So that's it. That's all I have for this video. I hope you'll join us for Amish in April. Do a video if you want. Comment below if you're planning to participate. And Sarah and I did not yet talk about who was going to have any discussion threads on their Goodreads group. I don't think she mentioned it, so I will definitely set up some threads on my Goodreads group, which is Lizziefaye's Comfy Corner. If she has some on hers, that's fine, but I think she's kind of dedicated her Goodreads group this year to a couple of things in particular, maybe her Stack the Series challenge. So I will definitely put some discussion threads on my Goodreads group. There are still some there from 2018 if you want to look back and see what people read in 2018. We put them on Sarah's group for 2019, but she's deleted all of that, so they're not there. But anyway, there are some from 2018 on mine, but I'll make some new ones for 2020. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.